Hi folks, welcome to RJA Impact. Today we're going to be talking about the dangers, or not, of 5G. In April 2020, the West Midlands Fire Service in the UK said a fire they attended in Birmingham involved a 70-foot tower on a telecommunications site. However, it said the cause was yet to be identified and it could not confirm the mast was 5G. A West Midlands police spokesman said, "We are aware of a fire involving a phone mast, but are awaiting further details on its cause." In early April 2020, at least 20 cell towers in the United Kingdom had been purposely damaged or destroyed over a 4-day period. In June 2020, Michael Whitty was convicted for setting fire to a 5G mast and related equipment in Kirby, UK. He did this after reading internet claims about a connection between 5G and the COVID-19 pandemic. The father of 3 who had previously admitted arson was jailed for 3 years via video link from HMP Alt Course. The cost of the damage was between £10,000 and £15,000 and the mast was out of action for 11 days. These are examples of a wave of 5G mast damage and arson attacks and negative 5G speculation across not just the UK but worldwide. Actor Woody Harrelson has posted on Instagram spreading the idea to his 2 million followers that 5G is exacerbating the COVID-19 outbreak. Singer MIA and actor John Cusack have also joined in the hysteria with a series of tweets on the subject. Meanwhile, a popular African pastor named Chris Oyakhilome, who has 2 million likes on his Facebook page, has been preaching about the New World Order, conspiracies that also manage to incorporate and link COVID-19 and 5G. Music producer Teddy Riley repeated a version of these conspiracies on Instagram Live. So what is prompting people to take such drastic actions, and what are these people's beliefs? Before we get into the beliefs, let's take a look at what 5G is, and to provide a context, let's quickly run through the first cell generations. The first generation, 1G, arrived in the 1980s. 1G delivered analog voice. The second generation, 2G, arrived in the early 1990s. 2G introduced digital voice, e.g. CDMA, which is Code Division Multiple Access. The third generation, 3G, arrived in the early 2000s. 3G brought mobile data, e.g. CDMA 2000. The most recent generation prior to 5G is, not surprisingly, the fourth generation, 4G. This arrived in the 2010s, and 4G LTE, long-term evolution, ushered in the era of mobile broadband. In telecommunications, 5G is the 5th generation technology standard, obviously after 1 to 4G, for broadband cellular networks. Cell phone companies began deploying it worldwide in 2019, and it is the successor to the 4G networks which today provides connectivity to most current cell phones. 5G has a much higher bandwidth than the current 4G, in other words, much faster, and is likely to compete against cable internet and make the Internet of Things (IoT) a reality. The speed increase is caused partly because of the higher frequency signal. For the curious, high-band 5G uses frequencies of 25 to 39 GHz, which is near the bottom of the millimetre waveband, although higher frequencies may be used in the future. A consequence of the higher frequency is that the highest speed signals would generally not travel very far. Therefore, more masts are being erected by the cell companies to provide the coverage required, and this has been very visible where the rollout of 5G has begun. The theories. A number of theories have spread around the world since 5G was first established as the successor to 4G. The current wave of 5G theories date back to January 2020, when a Belgian doctor suggested a link to COVID-19. Older variations were circulating before that, mostly revolving around cell phone and cell phone mast radiation, which allegedly caused cancer and a number of other ailments. These variations were spread widely on Reddit forums, Facebook pages and YouTube channels. Bill Gates and the Depopulation Campaign. In one popular YouTube video, a QAnon-associated conspiracy theorist with tens of thousands of subscribers points to Gates' vaccination efforts. His theory is that today Gates is orchestrating a depopulation campaign while also speaking out about pandemic vaccination efforts so that he can someday make a huge profit on a mandatory vaccine. The gist is that Gates is concerned with making a profit on the vaccine, which will double as a way to track the entire human population, rather than actually designing something intended to put a stop to the deaths caused by 5G. Another more widespread theory is that 5G weakens the immune system through radiation, thus making you more susceptible to cancer and more recently COVID-19. Evidence has been offered in the form of the United States maps, which shows that cities with 5G coverage have been most affected by the COVID-19 outbreaks. Of course, this ignores two realities. One is that most of the areas in the US with 5G coverage are major cities with denser populations more susceptible to an outbreak. And two, plenty of countries, for example Iran, don't have any 5G capabilities yet have been hit hardest by the COVID virus. In respect of the cancer claims, according to a study with daily wireless use amongst the majority of adults, the US National Cancer Institute stated in June 2020 that they have not seen an increase in brain tumours connected with cell phone usage. There are actually conspiracy theorists who don't believe 5G is connected to COVID-19. They actually say that the media is covering this obviously false link as a distraction tactic. The media is in cohort with governments, and they are trying to diminish and lump together the anti-5G brigade who have other legitimate gripes about 5G causing non-COVID health issues. Martin Paul, PhD, a professor emeritus at Washington State University, states that the big COVID-19 connection to 5G is a claim that Wuhan was China's first smart city to incorporate the faster network. However, there is no actual evidence to support this. Paul's claim, in fact, comes from a website called 5G EMF Dangers. Media response. Because of the number of false claims about 5G and COVID-19, YouTube has created a new policy which allows it to remove videos that contain misleading COVID-19 information. Other borderline videos will be removed from YouTube's recommended page. Plenty of scientists and doctors have separately and forcefully denounced the dangerous rhetoric about 5G and COVID-19. Dr. Simon Clark, for instance, an associate professor in cellular microbiology at the University of Reading, told the BBC that the conspiracy theories were complete rubbish. He adds, "The idea that 5G lowers your immune system just doesn't stand up to scrutiny." Conclusion: we've looked high and low for factual evidence to support the theories, but every one that we've found has a simple physical or statistical explanation, or are just plain wrong. Our conclusion is conspiracy theory.